like you plug and pray is really the best way to put it. You hope that the printing gods will smile upon you at any given moment. They usually don't. They're usually punishing us.
Hey, you know what I find annoying? Printers. You ever try to keep a printer working in your house consistently with the paper right, not jammed up, no software issue, wire problems? Wi-Fi is the worst. Don't be doing the Wi-Fi.
Right.
I'm sure you've experienced some horrible printers.
I have. So over the years, I've gone through many a printer. I would still try to hold on to some of them for as long as I could, but why was it? And it's funny. We're talking like 10 years of printers here, maybe longer,
A career.
and they never. It's like you plug and pray. Is really the best way to put it. You hope that the printing gods will smile upon you at any given moment. They usually don't. They're usually punishing us. It's maddening. They never work. I don't get it.
And the problem is
Even today.
yeah, even today. And
Yeah.
most of the time, if you don't have kids, the only time you're using your printer is for something very important. You probably have
That's
some
right.
unexpected thing you need to print out for the DMV
You need to
or
print
whatever.
it out now, right?
And it's like the worst time ever to try to figure out how to do something that's going to take an hour or two, and it probably won't even work consistently when you're done. Printers are the most annoying, horrible things. There's good ones. If you pay good money, you got to probably pay like $500-$600. You'll get something good.
There are some good
Make
ones,
sure the
true.
wires, you wire it directly into your computer. That's great. Wi-Fi
okay, yeah.
is garbage. Wi-Fi printers are garbage. I don't even like Wi-Fi speakers. I try to like keep those consistent. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. When it comes to speakers for that, I usually like to wire them in. I have tried Wi-Fi speakers with my TV actually, and they didn't work too well.
Yeah.
But when I wired them in, they were great. Printers, every Wi-Fi printer I've had, except for my current one, has been awful. My current one, amazingly, it works like a dream. I don't. It works through Wi-Fi. It's smooth.
Wow.
It always prints. It prints when I need it because I'm with you. It was those moments when I need to print something now, and it just wouldn't do it. I'd be spending an hour doing something that should have taken 5 minutes.
Yeah, and when you go to do it, you obviously have something else to do. It happened to me yesterday.
Yes.
It pretty
Yes.
much worked. It sort of worked, and then it wouldn't
Sort of.
print. It just wouldn't
Almost
print.
right.
And I'm like, why aren't you printing? It had ink. And I'm like, I downloaded the app for it. I was like, this is. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this anymore. It looks fine, but it's a piece of garbage. It is a HP. I don't encourage.
Here we go.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
sure if you spend a certain price point, you're going to get a great printer, and
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like these entry level all-in-ones, they just annoy me, and I'm sure a
There
lot
are
of other
some
people
good
do.
HPs, right? The Office Jet. I think my dad has an Office Jet that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That seems to work amazingly. But it's funny you mentioned them not printing. I've had the issue with the printer copy scanner. It wouldn't scan back to my computer, and that was also another nightmare.
Oh yeah,
I need to send a digital copy of a piece of paper I have. I try to scan it in. Now again, my printer now is a dream, but before it was just awful. I think, okay, maybe I have to download the app. I download the app.
yep.
I calibrate the printer again.
Again,
I would try to run the scanner again, reconnect to Wi-Fi again,
and then you do it right. Then you
works
start
out.
to get to know the steps, and then you're at that one point where sometimes it works, and I'm like, you just
Yes,
worked.
yes.
You just worked. I just saw it. And then you click it, and then it needs a number, and then like. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi printers are
Yeah.
terrible. I'm sure this printer's fine if I would just plug it in directly, which is what I'll do. But
Yeah.
I hope. But you said something right. I'm talking about hardware. You were talking about software. That's even
Yeah.
worse because
Yeah.
it is working, and you can't
Right.
you can't get the copy. It won't show up. Horrible.
It's so disappointing. Another issue I have. Well, I could go on about printers, right? So you might get a printer. You get a nice entry level printer even. And you really won't pay that much. Where they get you
The ink.
is the ink cartridges.
Oh, the ink.
Out of control.
Oh, the ink.
Completely out of, and they dry up. That's another issue. They dry up if you don't use them often enough. Now I print pretty rarely, but when I print, I need to print it now, right? The ink is dry.
Yep.
And it's like you've got to be kidding me.
And
How like
the color,
they
forget it. The color is gone. Your color is going to
oh
be gone
the
immediately.
color goes the fastest. It's
Yeah.
true.
And then
Gone in a heartbeat.
you get the
Yeah.
black, and then it starts to be all light, and then like that,
Yeah.
you just said it all, and you said it perfectly. It's the ink. The ink is the gimmick. The ink is where the $1 billion is at. Is whatever Kodak and all them who HP. The
Yeah.
money's in the ink. Let's be real. You give away
Oh
that
yeah.
bullshit printer that works out the box, and then it's just like the ink, the ink, the ink. And if you got kids, they're just gonna print everything, you know. And then you're like, and then you got to go spend 60 some dollars for ink, and all you wanted to do was print your DMV thing to get whatever you wanted, and then you're in the hole for time and like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It could have been a 2 to 5 minute process. Normally, that's when it ought to be printing. I'm happy to say that for the moment, at least, that's the case now. But no, it ends up being like an hour and a half. I just want to chuck that printer out the window. Yes. There we go. Yeah.
The ink is the biggest scam going, and it's like liquid gold at this point, especially the black ink.
It is.
My God, it's such a racket.
Oh, the black ink. And you know, some of them have the thicker cartridges with the black ink.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it last longer. They don't. They never last longer.
Last thing. Good luck trying to find the ink you need at the store. Good luck trying to match the ink to the printer that you have. So many people probably go to Walmart,
Right.
they buy some random thing, they come home and they're like, well, it had the HP on it, but it's like series whatever. Dude, ink, you know when it needs an oversight and an overhaul? The next president gets in office. How about we overhaul the ink? How about we figure out, how about we streamline some
industry,
ink?
right?
I'm sick of this.
I run into that retail customers at a major retail chain I used to work at, and I remember they'd come and they'd buy they'd accidentally buy the wrong cartridge. They'd have opened the cartridge.
Of course.
You couldn't return it. Once that little that little seal is off and the copper part is exposed.
Yes.
It was essentially, no, you can't. The policy of the store was you couldn't return it. Well, they got so, perhaps understandably, they got so angry, and I say, well, here's what you need to look for. In terms of which ink to get. But I'm with you. It's frustrating.
It was your job to break the news to the customer that you're beat.
God, yeah.
You're not getting your money. And this person, all they tried to do was exactly what we've been talking about. They probably go print something for some state insurance. Who knows, dude?
It's
and
true.
Now
I hated being that guy.
And the worst part is it just amplifies, right? Then they go home to their wife or their kid or whatever. And they're already so mad. And it's like, you now just screwed up and lost more money, and you got to tell like whoever, and you know what I mean? It adds to a larger problem, and you're not fixing your problem. You're just getting nickeled and dimed throughout the whole entire process, and aggravated. It's
true. You come home after a long day at work or after a long day of trying to print. You leave. You come back. Maybe you got buying new ink. You come back. Your partner, wife, husband, whoever. Right? They say, oh, we got to print something out for the kids need the permission form printed out and signed. And it's like, no more. We're not printing another thing.
I think we did an excellent job of we actually documented and explained just what a racket printers are. If you get a good one, I just highly recommend you take the plug from the printer and plug it directly into your computer. At least that'll fix the hard end issue, the hardware issues.
There you
the
go.
software, good luck with that. It could be multiple.
Where's another story? I used to hate the software. I really did. Some of it was.
It all depends on what app you're using. You know how good they built the app. If it's some like,
it's true.
But printers. They're garbage, and I feel much better for saying it.
Indeed. Right. I do too. I feel good having let that out, man. Thank you for the opportunity to unload
about printers. I just like the subject because I thought it was a highly relatable.
Indeed. Oh, that really is.